Right. So hello, everyone. So this is Moncef Afkir, and thank you so much for joining me in this group session today. So we're happy to have you here with me and with everyone join us. Yeah. Um, so today it will be just me holding or facilitating a group session, a group journey, and how it works is that I talk about some specific themes for contemplation and also seeing how it may be manifesting in your own life. And also at the same time, energetically, what is happening is that I'm holding an energetic space for everyone and along with other benevolent beings who are here with us. And what happens is that everyone can have their own different experience, and it's more about receiving energetic supports that can help in moving forward in our ascension journey. And you don't need to do anything; it's just you just need to be in that space. If at times you feel yourself maybe thinking about something else, it's fine. Just take a deep breath and then you can come back in the now moment. And yeah, so also I take like after I talk about a theme, I take like few minutes where I stay silent, and there it's more the focus on the energetic part of the session. All right, so so in the beginning, I invite you to take 3 deep breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, then exhale through your mouth. And I will give you a few moments to do the breathing at your own pace. And now I invite our higher selves, spirit guides, and also the beings who are here to support us in this journey. And the first theme is about the transition from the old to the new. And we've been in that phase for a while now. And what I want to talk more specifically is when we go deeper in that maybe in that journey of letting go, and we reach a point where we feel deep within that maybe the habits, the actions that we've been doing in the past no longer serve us, and when we feel those maybe challenging emotions, what happens is in those moments we had in the past some, how to say, we may call them like remedies that we thought they were remedies, and maybe they were more about distracting us from just feeling whatever comes to the surface and allowing the shift to happen. And what happens in that phase of transition is that we know that the old no longer serve us. We know deep within we have this desire that we don't want to do that anymore, but still at the same time there is this strong, maybe dense energy that is coming to the surface, and we don't know what to do with it. It feels maybe difficult. It feels like we don't have any more that shield that we used to put around our hearts. It's like we don't want to defend ourselves anymore, and which makes it sometimes maybe very uncomfortable to go through. Take a deep breath. And this transition, this kind of experience is is normal for us to have it. It's like part of this journey, and it can be very helpful if we can, how to say, find ways to ground during those times. Maybe meditate, listening to the music, just taking some rest, or being in nature, and also being with someone who can understand us, who can maybe hold the space for us. Also, it can be very helpful in those times. But more, it's about having patience during that time and allowing ourselves to go through that experience, knowing that everything is temporary. So this is not something that will last forever. Even though, like, when we are in the midst of it, it seems like it is something that will never end. But I mean, life is temporary, so everything within it is temporary as well. Take a deep breath. And also, it's essential to be very gentle with ourselves, and especially if we find ourselves trying to maybe protect our heart, to defend or create a shield again. It's fine to have those experiences, but it's more about not judging it as something wrong, and knowing that the shift happens over steps. It's okay if we are not able to change totally in one moment or like fast. Every one of us have a different path, different journey, and we approach those things maybe differently, and also in different timings. So take a deep breath. And now I will stay silent for a couple minutes, holding the space, and also every one of you just be in that space, be present, and just receive any energetic supports, and allowing anything that's anything that needs to shift or transmute to just allow it to happen. You don't need to maybe think about it or understand it mentally. It's just about being here. And take a deep breath. take a deep breath. And now I want to talk a little bit about embracing our sovereignty, because as I mentioned in the beginning, that we are going through a transition period where we are embracing the new, and it's more about embracing more of who we truly are. And that also means that we are embracing our sovereignty. And because what we've been maybe sometimes finding ourselves in the past, maybe hearing some information from a source, and we just believe it without checking within our heart first. And many times we find ourselves trusting others more than we trust ourselves. Maybe because of the stages they are in, or maybe how to say, we have a lot of respect for them, which is good, but at the same time it doesn't mean that we don't trust ourselves when our heart tells us maybe to do something differently, or maybe we interpret things differently than others, because in the end, like the source of information, it's the same, and everyone try to interpret it the best they can. And also the way we receive information is different from one person to the other. So sometimes if we stay focused on the words shared, maybe we can miss the energetic part of the message that we are receiving. So it's more, what I'm saying here, it's more about an invitation to always check within our hearts how does the information we are receiving feels within our hearts. And also it can also happen when we try to walk our unique path, when we try to share our gifts. Maybe others with good intention, they try to help us and they try to show us the path, and maybe try to show us what will work for us. I mean, if we really trust them, and we feel that within our hearts, that can be very helpful. The guidance we receive from others can be very helpful, but it's more if what we feel within our heart, it's different from what others trying to show us. This is where how to say, it's especially if the person is close to us, it feels challenging to not listen to them. So sometimes we try hard to, how to say, maybe please them, but it's more about expressing our truth. And many times the misunderstanding that happens between people is more about not speaking our truth or trying to explain it. Many times it can be as simple as that. And yeah, so take a deep breath. And also this is an invitation to remember that we are, each one of us, powerful beings. And it's also it's a process. If we are not used to trust ourselves, it's more about taking it step by step, starting by maybe small experiences, And with time, this trust start to build more and more, and it's the same with intuition, with following our own guidance. It's like a training. It gets better the more we go within, and the more we have more experiences, maybe taking risks. And I'm not saying here like huge risks, but the ones that you can manage in that moment. And with time, you will be able to take bigger and bigger risks, and those they strengthen our trust within ourselves, our intuition, and also our discernment about what is really true and what will serve us. And here again, because the human experience is about dualities, and when we feel something is right for us, it doesn't mean necessarily is right for other people. So also it's at the same time about honoring ourselves and our own hearts, and also allowing others to choose their path, even though it feels very different than the one that we are choosing. Take a deep breath. And also when receiving like healing from a healer, or reading or guidance, also it's like my invitation here is to try to have this experience from an empowered state of being. It's not that they are better than us, but it's more about a co-creation, because we all need support, and also the healers, the guides, also they need support at some point, and they reach for that. So it's more about co-creation between all of us, and we know that the energy that they brought, the support that they brought to you, you will do the same at some point. Maybe you will be aware of it or not, because sometimes it can be subtle, and we don't feel that. Sometimes it's just by being like just our presence with others, it can be very helpful and can help to shift their state of being as well. So it's more about seeing that from an empowered state of being, as that we are all divine co-creators. Take a deep breath. And yeah, so I will stay silent for a couple minutes. Maybe you can contemplate this if it's manifested in your daily life, and also the beings with us energetically will be supporting you and allowing any energetic shift to happen. It can be related to that subject, or maybe anything that is happening for you in this moment. So take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And now I want to speak a little bit about maybe unconscious belief that we may have, which can be, we believe that we are not doing enough. And this can be triggered very strongly, especially these times, like throughout the past couple of years. And now when we see injustice in the world, when we see so many things happening at once, so many challenges and events, and we want to help, we want to support, but at the same time, because it can be really overwhelming, because it's really big for maybe to change this right away, especially for one person, and that overwhelm can cause the feeling of not doing enough. And what happens is that we try to rebel, we try to fight. It's more especially when we see others who maybe express themselves in very strong way, maybe they scream, they talk loudly. So this for us, it feels sometimes like courageous, and they are not afraid. And here I'm not saying that if you feel within your heart to do that, if you feel that, just follow your heart. But here my invitation is to first check within your hearts why you are feeling that way. Is it because you feel that you are not doing enough for the world, for to shift what is happening around that? You are not doing enough to maybe to live your purpose, or is it something coming from your heart? And in general, I'm not against like rebellion, but it has, for me, like, this is only my own opinion, it has its time and place. And for me, it's not something that needs to be it's not something that needs that we need to always embrace. It can only maybe trigger the change, push us to maybe be aware that there is something that needs to change. But on its own, the rebellion energy, for me, it can't build things, can't build societies, can't build or bring us together. It's more about reaction. So this is my own opinion about that. And so take a deep breath. Stephanie, she said self-sabotage. It can be that and also it can be like, how to say, putting a lot of responsibility on ourselves, more than we can handle, because the shifts that is happening like globally, it's more about co-creation. We are not here to do it all on our own. Everyone does their own maybe their own path, their own part. And at some point, it's like the shift in general, it takes time. So it's sometimes it feels like we are not doing enough, but energetically the momentum that we are building is getting stronger and stronger. And again, it's like I said before, it's more about coming back to our heart and trying to feel what's really serve us, and what doesn't serve us. Take a deep breath. Emanuela, she wrote, resistance can only give power to who does not have it by his own. I'm not sure if I understood, but if I understood well, it's more like the power comes when we come together. Because also this rebellion, sometimes it can maybe cause some kind of separation because the energy is very intense, and we may believe that our truth is the only one. And then if someone is not believing in that, it means like they are following the wrong path, and there may be some judgments there and probably some separation. So again, here it's always like making it a habit to check within our hearts. Even though it can be like lots of influence from the outer world, but taking time to just slow down, to be with ourselves and to connect with our hearts. And the more we do that, the more we become more and more aware of the truth within us. Take a deep breath. And Irina Shirot, I feel that our attempt to recreate ourselves is the most important and powerful contribution at this point. And then we can co-create together smoothly and elegantly. Yes, I agree with you. It's like you said, it's also a co-creation, like recreating ourselves, connecting to the truth within. It's also a co-creation because energetically so many things happen when we connect more to our heart. There is more light in the world, and this on itself really helps to shift things collectively. Yes, Emanuela, I agree with you. Yeah, thank you very much for your contribution here as well and your comments. And yeah, so take a deep breath. And now I will stay silent for a couple of minutes. And yeah, so just be in that space and just receive any energetic support from the beings who are here to support us in this journey today. So take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Also now I received just maybe it's not it's a comment from Mary about surrendering to divine will, and just want to share my own opinion about that. It's how to express it in words. It can at times be understood like we feel like it's like we feel the divine is separate from it's like separate from us and knows more than we do. But for me, how I see divine will, it's like when we connect more and more to our heart, to our soul essence, then what happens is the divine will becomes our own will when we are in that path. It's like we are, like each one of us, a reflection, unique reflection of the divine will. So it's more about, when we say divine will, it's more also about our choice as well, when we are more flowing or maybe more connecting to our heart and soul essence. And also we can receive maybe descriptions about that or rules to follow about how to surrender to divine will. Because many times when we how do we say, especially if the guide or the teacher maybe has a big authority, sometimes what happens, we take what they say as maybe rules, but our experience can be different. It's more, if it's something that can inspire us, then we can follow that. But at some point, our path can be very unique and very different. So the way we connect to our heart, the way we merge our will with divine will, it can be, the path can be different for us. So again, here it's more about it's a path that we are taking. It's not something that happens right away, and it's the more we, as I said earlier, the more we make it as a habit to check first within our heart about if this information is true for us or not. Then with time we start knowing on our own what's really serves us and what doesn't. Yeah, so that's my opinion about that. Divine, not the divine will, WILL, not wind and not twin. That's for Mary. Destiny, you take questions. Yeah, but I don't give readings, and also I don't give advice on health issues. So yeah. But first, let's take maybe just a couple minutes. We stay silent for a little bit and just allow ourselves to just be in that space and also receive any energetic supports. So take a deep breath. take a deep breath. And yeah, thank you very much for creating with me and everyone here this group journey. Thank you so much for your comments, and they were all inspiring and contributing to this session that we had. And also, I thank our higher selves, our spirit guides, and the beings who have been with us today. And now, energetically, I invite everyone to go back to their own energetic field. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Alan, Destiny, Anna Maria, Stephanie, Mary. Thank you so much, everyone. And yeah, I will do, it will be a series like 3 group sessions like this one over 3 weeks, 3 Saturdays. The first one, it will be on January 28th, next week. Then one the week after, and then one the other week. And so this series, sometimes I do them by donation, sometimes it's with a fixed price. This time it will be for a donation amount, so you can choose if you want to join, if you feel guided to join. Then you can choose the price that you want to or the exchange that you want to give for that. And you can find them on the link yourdivineuniqueness.com/Moncef, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Moncef, MONCEF. And it will be like today, but it's more about a series of 3 sessions. And yeah, so again, everyone, I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so much, Mary. Yeah. All right. So that's everyone. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next session. Bye.